Hello. You may be familiar with the Ponderosa pine, a common tree in the western United States. Some crown fire mitigation projects incorporate the removal of smaller ponderosa pines to disconnect the canopy from the underbrush. This has the potential to affect other members of the ecosystem that are reliant on the trees, one of which being Abert's squirrels. They're well known for building nests high in denser sections of the tree, and often exclusively feed on parts of the tree itself or organisms associated with the tree, like the mutualistic fungi that grow on their roots. In order to understand how the removal of certain ponderosa pines might affect Abert squirrels, our team set out to gauge which trees the squirrels preferred to use, specifically along the variables of circumference and age. Measuring circumference and age was the easy part. We got values for 29 sample trees using tree coring methods and measuring the circumference using a measuring tape. The tricky part was figuring out how to quantify general usage of certain trees by Abert squirrels. The original idea was to scan the canopy for nests, but we quickly realized that that would be too difficult and we wouldn't be able to work with an acceptable sample size. Instead, we decided to gauge activity through the presence of clippings. One of the primary food sources of Abert squirrels is the twigs of ponderosa pine trees. They break off small branches, consume the inner bark of the twig, then drop it from the canopy to the ground. An example can be seen next to the QR code on our flyer. Our team searched the ground around each sample tree and recorded the presence or lack of clippings for each tree, dividing our data set into two categories: used trees and unused trees. We then performed statistical tests to determine if there was a significant difference in circumference and age between used and unused trees. The results showed a significant difference between those values, suggesting that Abert squirrels prefer to at least feed on older and wider trees. This means that when crown fire mitigation projects remove smaller ponderosa pines, they are likely having less of an impact on the habitats of Abert squirrels than if they were removing larger trees.